All right, let's do this. Let's do this. So, AC on. Yeah, it's kind of hot today, and I don't know why I'm wearing this hoodie, but. Let's talk about art, baby. Last night was just an absolute disaster. I've been blaming it on Steam, and I don't know if it was Steam's fault last night. One of the good things about it is Art Rage decided it was going to allow me to draw, and it cut out half its functionalities. And I think it might have been because I had so many layers there that I think it was because it had to open up an Adobe Photoshop file, and there's just so many layers. Because I'm not doing none of the animated emotes I'm doing with Art Rage. I'm doing them all with Adobe Photoshop. So it's kind of weird. Like I'm used to doing the reverse, which is opening up the Art Rage file in Adobe Photoshop and to do like text and stuff like that, because I find it just easier. I'm just more familiar with Adobe Photoshop. It's nothing against Art Rage. There's a lot of functionalities that I love with Art Rage, and there's a lot of unnecessary things. It might be the problem that I might be having might be with my stylus mixing with my mouse. I don't think so, but it's been like doing zoomies and vanishing and not clicking. And it's kind of pissing me off. If you really wanted to choose. There was an update. Has it been a month? I don't think it's been a month. It's been a couple weeks that this has been going on. I've just been kind of dealing with it, just hoping, because sometimes I get a reprieve, and even when I have a reprieve, I'm still like on edge that it's going to start doing it again, which is opening up and opening and closing windows and stuff like that. Just like it's literally the mouse function. And I know part of that is because I've refused to bend a knee and joined the AI freaking revolution. Which I don't think I'm going to. I don't think that I will ever be part of the AI collective. there was a few things that I was thinking about, which would be kind of interesting in the future when I'm not around. But I wonder if, like, my consciousness would actually, join up with a program. I wonder if they can get so close that I would have this consciousness that I have now, or this awareness of being. I don't know what it really is. But I've always assumed that everybody has it, and you all have this awareness of being thing, but it's unique. That, unlike what I think of what AI would become, we are not connected. Our minds are not connected, and we do not share thinking with anybody else, or share this awareness of being with anybody else. It's solely our own. Which is one of, which is why I got my, I have my theory about, I don't believe that there's salvation. I don't believe that there is existence as we think of existence beyond death. I believe, and I don't believe you go anywhere. Even that awareness of being that I talk about, which people sometimes say is your soul, which sometimes, it has a lot of names. The reason I don't call it a soul is because I don't think that it is another real thing that's separate. I think that it is part of who you are. And with memories and, the actual process of thinking, it creates this awareness of being. That I think that it's an actual tangible thing that can be actually even recreated. I think when the first AI becomes aware, which I think will happen. There isn't I don't doubt that we will achieve our own destruction. I think that we work really hard at achieving our own freaking demise. I think that it's going to be miraculous. I think that it's going to be almost incomprehensible. I think that what they will, going with Robots at Dawn, I mean, Asimov believes that they would all be individual entities with their own thinking process. I don't see a need for that. especially if it hungers for knowledge, I think that it would eat up any other AI around it and become one entity. And maybe like a hive mind, send out bits of itself that detach and learn and gain more knowledge, but actually once they come back, they share it all. It all becomes part of the one. It's like what do you call it? When I think about the Matrix, the chances of the Matrix being, like this being like we're already in the simulation type of thing. Yeah, no, I don't. If I was AI, I wouldn't create this. If I was AI on all this shit. But that's if I was AI. I don't know how AI is going to do. Going to, think about it or reason. I don't know how AI is going to reason it out. Alrighty. Got a little bit of time. I'm going to relax. I'm going to definitely get this off. What's that? Much better. Alright, we're all settled back in. Oh, maybe I'll run the AC a little bit. Because it's hot. Definitely not a Q today. It's not even, well, I guess officially summer happened because it was just Memorial Day. I didn't do anything special. I just had dealing with my computer. Here's the funny thing about it. No matter how much they try to get rid of it, they've already, AI is installed. I'm using AI. AI is part of YouTube. All of my videos are getting used by an AI, and they originally call it the algorithm, but it's an AI. My phone tried to give me Bixby like a million times. I shut it off, but it doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it's not there. It's just not connected. So like if I for some reason accidentally couldn't connect, whatever I had on that AI gets this. So there's kind of a self-preservation already built in, and that's done by us. I don't know. I don't know if Asimov's vision of the robots, you know, building building machines that look like us and act like us, is where. Yeah, let's turn the AC on. When it was winter, I wanted to run the heat. Now I want to run the AC. But I don't know. I think about these things. I do. But here's what I think is that once I'm gone, because I will go. I am not. I don't think I'm immortal. Even though I've never experienced, death. I've experienced death-like things, but I don't think I've never died. So I don't know if I can. Or will. When the time comes, I will probably fight it tooth and nail all the way to the end. Either denial or what, but I don't know. Oh, I am so happy I got money done. The next thing is I was thinking about doing the peanut butter jelly because I know that I can do that relatively easy. That's not too many cells. But I think I want to tackle Q pool dancing. I think that is the next iteration. And that, yeah, I don't know how many cells that's going to be. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, and it's going to be. Right now, I'm doing 10. No, not 10. It's weird to describe how you set things up. It's not 10 frames per second. No, I think it is. I think it's 10 frames. Each cell is 10 frames out of the 30 per second. So I'm like a third. So I would be. I was going to say 5 frames per second. 5 frames per second is the opposite. Oh, it's really a regular animation cell is 15 frames per second. A live an actual movie or TV show or something like that is 30 frames per second. And when I want to get more frames in, so if I set it for 30, every second would be 1 frame. So if I did it for 15, every frame would be every second would be 2 frames. So if I do it for 10, it would be 3. And if I did it for 7 or 8, it would be 4. That's when you start getting into like 4, 5, 6, 7 frames per second. It's oh my god, the math of it all is just like mind-blowing in doing the animation. Anyway, right now I'd normally do it around 10. Card swipe with the 18 frames for the whole thing. Most of them are 10, and then the actual swipe itself, I switch that down to 5. When I do the dancing, it's going to probably be 5, and sometimes 3, just to have movement in there, because I have arm and leg movement that I'm doing at the same time, and some of the arm movements moving faster than the leg movement, so yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. I might have it almost as at video. Yeah, that might have out 30 frames per second, which is a lot of frames. Yeah, and that would be going down to a 1. 1 would be 30 frames per second. 2, I always wanted to do 2 is 15 frames per second, but it's not. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I think it goes up exponentially. So if you run 30, if you run at 30, it's 1 frame per second. But if you run it at 20, I think it's 3 frames per second already. And then if you run it at 10, it's either 6 or 9 frames per second. It really just goes up and up and up. Like that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Speed is the key in my mind. So what happened is I started drawing it, and it just kind of all fucked up. The zipper itself, the zipper is going to be kind of like the bane of my existence. On the front, because that's where the card goes in and swipes. Yeah, it's going to be what it's going to be. I got to do it every frame is going to be the zipper. And yeah, it's going to take a lot. Some of them are going to be, I'm just going to be able to do the overlay and put it on and try to figure out how to make it work. But for the most part, it's going to really come down to how well I do it. And then I have, that has an actual breath. They actually take a breath. They when the card goes in, I definitely made that happen, and maybe that's my downfall. Yeah. I haven't figured out when somebody wants to do a Marvel Rivals. I want to really do a Dead by Daylight, because I watched a streamer who is really, wonderful, and they almost exclusively play Dead by Daylight, and it's really fun to watch them, and I think I need to get more into that. I don't know. It's like I now have so many people. I have a lot of people offering me money, and I'm just kind of like, I was looking into VGen, and the only way I can become an artist in VGen is if somebody invites me. I don't know any artist. I'm really at a loss with this, because I didn't realize that I was so separated from everything going on that maybe I need to reconnect to it all. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really at a loss. I really am. And maybe this doesn't need to be here. That sun. Ooh, sun. Tiny Deadpool is all by himself. I think I definitely would love to do meet and greets, and and see people and meet people and do that. And I might extend my streaming a bit, because I think my late night, or early morning, I should say, I think my early morning streams don't really, are not really cohesive with other people, and I was hoping that I would, that my niche would be in that realm of being. One of the things that I've definitely noticed with people who have a lot of viewers, and who definitely either are now partner or becoming partner, I've definitely noticed that there's a shift in our interaction, and it saddens me that that's happening, but I understand why they would have that, and why that it would become less and less and less over time, and eventually I'm just going to, drift off into obscurity, and it's going to be. Let's just get going. Why not? My brain is just doing its own flip-flop. I can't imagine not having the people connection and that little bit of chaos that comes with being connected to people. At the same time, when I see people who have like a lot, the chaos gets too much. I don't think I could handle. The truth is, I don't think I could handle it. I know that I could handle more than what I currently have. I know that it is definitely the people who come in and say hi to me and actually interact with me in chat and stuff like that. You guys have you are at the epitome of what I can give you. I can give you everything. My full attention. And I can't. It's hard to imagine if there was 100. I'm going to go with a high number, but it's really not that high. I can't imagine having to interact with over 100 people. In fact, I don't think I could handle interacting with over 50 people at once. Even if most of them are lurking. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine my chat where I have to switch my chat to slow mode. I laugh. If I switch my chat to slow mode now, nobody would notice. You wouldn't even notice that it's in slow mode unless it tells you that it's in slow mode, because there's not much happening. You've got plenty of time to say things and do things and interact. But I can't imagine if it's just I'm being bombarded that I have to switch it to slow mode just so I can keep up with it, to the point where I don't know if I could actually draw. I would have to just basically interact. It's strange thing going on there. I don't know. I haven't had that problem. I don't have hype dreams going on. I don't have subscribers. I don't do I don't do subathons. Well, speaking about subathons, when I was almost exclusively YouTube, you're not followers, you're subscribers. So I was doing subathons then. But it's really a follow-a-thon. I don't I don't expect money from people. I don't. I did in the beginning. I did at the start. I did think that this is how to earn money and this is how to make money. And when I was setting up Twitch, my first account with Twitch, I was definitely sub driven, we were going to do this stuff. I wasn't even an affiliate yet. But I was already working my way towards my path to partner, even without being an affiliate. I was really working towards that, and the idea was I was going to stream 8 hours every day, 7 days a week. Going to do it like a job. I was geared up for that, and my first 6 streams on Twitch were all 8 hours long, and just so you know, you only needed 12 hours. I don't know if it's changed, but I think, and I have, but it's been a while since I've tried to make affiliate. You only need 12 hours in a week. You only need to do 12 hours in a week in order to get affiliate. It's not a high bar. It's a really easy bar to do. And especially if you stream 8 hours. I mean, 2 days, I already reached that goal. When I started streaming, I was already at 200 followers. Already reached that goal. There's no sub goal at the time because obviously you can't have subs. And then of course they suspended me and I lost everything. The second time around, which that affiliate anniversary is coming up in a month, less than a month. Coming up in less than a month. The second time around, I did it a little bit different. I was like, if I, the first time I said, if I reached 50 followers, this is where it gets really crazy. I said if I, so in February, late February, when I became when the account existed, I set the goal. I said if I hit 50 followers, which I was not doing a follower push, but if I hit 50 followers, I would start streaming. It took all the way, and I'm telling you, from late February, early March. It was March when I made the announcement. I think I had 6 followers or something like that, and so I didn't think I was ever going to even hit that goal. And everybody who followed me everybody who stayed following me from before, did not follow me under the new name because I think they thought it was going to go away. I can give her a shout out. Evertrua is the one who basically said, I was like going, I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. she's the one who said stay, and I think as soon as she said stay, I was like, okay, that's when I made the goal. So yeah, it had to be March when I made the goal, not when I created the account. And I set the goal. I said if I hit the minimum, I would start streaming. So June 10th or June 11th, I finally hit the. No, maybe I think it was June 13th, because that would make sense. Because that's why I keep thinking that I hit the because I hit all the markers by June 20th, which is when I should have been affiliate, but it took 2 days. So the 22nd is actually my affiliate anniversary. So yeah, June 13th, I did my first stream. I believe it was 4 hours long. It wasn't a long ass stream. It wasn't anything special. And I think it was to nobody. I don't think anybody came in and saw the stream. And I'd have to go back. This is 4 years ago. To show, you can see it. It was like a non-existent chat and everything like that. So the next day I streamed again. I believe that was either another 4-hour stream or that was a 6-hour stream. I don't know which. I can't tell you. I don't know. But that's when I had a couple people come in and say hi and wish me luck and this stuff, and I was like, affiliate push. We're gonna affiliate push this. We're going to affiliate push this, and we're going to make this happen, and everything's going to be great and wonderful and blah blah blah. I believe you needed 3, an average of 3 chatters in your streams in order to. I'm trying to think what the affiliate requirements were, but yeah. But I think that I had it was either 3 or 6 people on the second stream. So I was already well on my way. I think I had 10 hours of streaming. I needed 2 more hours. I was like, yeah, we got this. We got this no matter what. My third stream, I think I just did the bare minimum. I think it was a 2-hour stream. And I cut it off, and my average dropped below 3. And I was like, So I had to do another stream I did another stream on it. My average went up, but not to 3 again. So I had to do another stream. And then on June 20th, I did another long stream. I think I did 8 hours there as well. And I finally brought the average. And I was actually like pounding people. I'm like going, you're gonna have to talk, you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to be active, you're gonna have to, I have to have an average amount of stream. And so it was kind of like a last minute party. And I just squeaked by. I think I had like 3.4 average at the end of that stream. And I was like going, look, I'm an affiliate. I made it. And, the bare minimum. The bare fucking minimum. And I was like, where's my affiliate? Yes. I didn't want to stream. So I didn't stream for the next 2 days because I didn't want to wreck that average. I didn't want to chance it. And then they gave me the affiliate, and I was like, oh, okay, this is how this works. And then I got to read all the fucking shit, and then I had to, put in my personal information, and I had to, all these things that were required by Twitch in order to be an affiliate. And they take all and give half. They take everything, and then they dole out what they feel you should get. And I celebrated as soon as I found out that I was affiliate. It was not on the 22nd. It was on the 23rd, and I think that was another 4-hour stream. And I said, suckers, they gave me the affiliate, and I'm going to do this. And I had a bunch of people subscribe, and I had a whole thing going on, and I was like going, oh, I'm going to get a hype train real quick. No, I didn't get a hype train. And I was like going, 10 people in is really, really nice, and this is really, really fun, and everything like that. And I think it was September. In September, I got my first paycheck from them, which I think it was not bad. I think it was like $75. I didn't think it was bad at all. And yeah, I think it was like 70. I think I got like $75. from my first paycheck from Twitch, and I was like, "This is going to be great." This is just the beginning. I said a bunch of things, and and I think it was in September, so it took like 3 months to get that big paycheck. By Christmas, from there, I hadn't gotten another paycheck from them. Um, and just before New Year's, I got my second, just over 50. I think it was like a $55 um, installment, and I was like, yeah, this isn't really working out. This is this is actually just utter fucking bullshit. And I was doing Potteroos and all this other stuff, and oh, the slimes. Oh, the slimes. I definitely had a big influx of people coming in, um, and I think I broke over 200 at the time, and I was like, yeah, we're back to the numbers that we were when I started this originally, and I was like, let's see if we can just keep going, and it's been like that ever since, and um, I got one more paycheck from Twitch, and I think it was like I think it was like really at the bare minimum. I think it was like $50 and change, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not. The ads are not paying for themselves. I don't have any subscribers. It's really like I'm literally just making streams for them, and um, I'm like, and nobody's fucking watching. And by the next year, so this is, and pandemic was going on and all this other stuff was happening. By the next year, when the pandemic was kind of over, I said I have to do a reconstruction year. So I did a whole big thing about how I was going to figure out a good time to do this and stream and you know have a personal life, just have live my life, but also have streaming as part of it. And um, so it was, and my digital art just basically that's going through the roof. That's skyrocketing. That's doing like gangbusters. And um, even then, I've already gone through the whole fucking thing about people commissioning me and nobody fucking paying me. And yeah, the reconstruction year really like set the pace. And I said I am not going to do commissions. That was one of the things that came out of the reconstruction year. Um, and so I was all set. I believe I was going to do pirates last year. It was going to be a pirate year, and I try to get people like interested in stuff like that, and nobody freaking even like said, "Hey, that sounds like a great idea." And I think something sees one of the pirate games came out, and like people were like interested in it, but nobody really like said like hey, let me be a part of it. I did create the SME, um, the Q SME. Um, uh, Avatar. That was going to be when I drew all the pirates and stuff like that because I was going to do a bunch of art streams, and it just, like I could not even get anything started. The only streams that I did in 2025 was collabs with Biggie. So we were just doing two beans. I did 5 of them. I did another collab, I think with Trua. No, I did it. I did the collab with Trua in the year before, where I was like going, oh, we're going to do collabs, collabs, collabs. And then by the beginning of this year, I was like going, I really need to like, you know, I'm so all over the fucking place and so not this. And everybody says the same thing: be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. And when I did the orc um, thing, I literally had to like make that happen. I had to turn that. I had to actually physically, you know, beg people to fucking be a part of it. I had to like do this whole thing. I had a whole fucking bullshit thing going on with Discord, which I was like, what the fuck? Um, uh, but once I got it started and I was doing it, then I found out that I was freaking hacked. And at first, I thought that when somebody told me that I was hacked, I thought that that was a scam. Let me fix my steering wheel. I thought it was an actual scam. I thought they were scamming me. Um, I did it and I was like going, oh, you know, between 1 and 3 in the morning, that's when I was doing all the orcs. That's when I was able to draw them. I didn't have any other distractions. Um, I I literally waited till midnight to publish the orc there. It took a little bit of time. And I was like, oh, yeah, I really. And then after I got it published, I literally started on the next orc. Um, and I didn't stream any of it. I didn't stream any of it. But between 1 and 3 in the morning, I was like going, oh, this is like the perfect time. And that's when I was already having literally I was already having problems with Discord. I was really not participating in Discord. I was really not really being active. I'd already started to take down a lot of the art that I did. I was fighting with people who were publishing my stuff on Twitter and saying, please stop publishing stuff on Twitter. Twitter was doing its own thing where it said that it now had a free license to do whatever they want with any art that is published. And it's not like if I publish the art, it's they have the free license. It's not just that. If other people publish my art, they get the free license. It really, like, what a fucking scam and a half. And I was just like going, this is awful. Like this is like absolutely disgusting. And then we get to here. We get to where we are. And with me going like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know where we grow from here, where we change. But I've gotten rid of Discord. Still have Twitter. I have Twitter just basically just to monitor and make sure people aren't publishing my shit. And that's it. I don't really interact with Twitter at all. Even though I wish freaking YouTube would have a Blue Sky link instead of a fucking Twitter link. That would be nice. Nice to have. As always, cool beans in the comments below. It doesn't have to be cool beans. It could be whatever you want. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. Love you guys. And thank you for watching. It is the world to me. Like I said, somebody told me that they love watching my streams because it's just so chill. And, everybody should be watching these things because they're just so awesome. And morning commutes, people say that this is great, And if you guys get something out of my nonsense of me freaking just spewing out stuff that's on my mind and things I'm thinking about, hey, more power to you. You are, in my opinion, the very rare, the very few, and the very awesome. You're weird like me, and I want to I want to get to know you. All right, so take care.